back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hi, I'm Cora. Make sure to check out the description box below for links to all my social accounts as well as my website, corashay.com. And let's just jump right in the video because I'm so excited to be talking about one of my readers' favorite blog posts, which is 25 planner lists to help you get organized.
I can feel your heart pounding like a kick drum. Love it when I'm this drunk. Ooh, yeah, I can find
below if you want to check that out. But I've had a lot of questions about that blog post, and I felt like kind of going a little bit more in depth and giving some tips for writing lists in your planner to stay organized was going to work a lot better in a YouTube video. So here we are. So I use an Erin Condren life planner, but a lot of planners have a very similar layout. And the weekly, there's this area right here, and then there's these little 4 boxes at the bottom of each day. Some lists I find best to work on the side here, some on the bottom. And then at the beginning of every month, you have a notes section right here. This page with perfect room for notes and lists. And then this, which I love the Erin Condren one, is blank. So I use each of these boxes to do different lists to keep track of my life. Very back, there is an entire note section with pages and pages of notes. I've used a couple other planners throughout my life, and they all have pretty similar situations where there is plenty of areas for lists, and keeping planner lists is great because it means that all of your lists that you're trying to keep track of in your life are in one convenient place. Let's jump into these 25 lists. The first one is your meals for the week. I find that that works the best if I do it down here or actually in this very last third box. It kind of depends at different points in my life what works the best for me. Right now I use down here actually for health and fitness lists, and I keep meals in this third little divided out box section on the bottom half of the box section. That's what works the best for me. A lot of people. List number 2 is one of those running lists I was talking about that you're going to want to put in the notes section in the back, and that is restaurants that you want to try, because this is a running list, so you're going to constantly adding to it, and you don't want to be flipping back to 2 or 3 weeks ago or months ago. Put it in the back, then it's always easy to access and add to and look at. This is great because when you don't know where you want to go to eat next, you can flip back to the back of your notes in your planner and say, well, here's a couple restaurants that we've been wanting to try. Let's pick one of those. Number 3 is goals for the week. That I always keep in this section right here. I know a lot of other people do too. Keeping track, making a list of your goals is one of the best ways to keep you focused, because you're constantly going to be looking at that list of your goals because they're right there and you're always going to see them. Number 4 is what needs to get cleaned in your house. I like to do that on the month section. I commit one of these 2 boxes depending on the month to this, and just kind of bigger house cleaning projects that I need to get done. Number 5 is similar to restaurants that you want to try, and that is movies that you want to watch. I also recommend doing that in the notes section in the back so that it's easy and you can always access them. Number 6 is another one for the back, and that is thank you notes to write, or just any cards or letters you need to write in general. Number 7 is one that I usually divide out, but I keep in the same areas things that need to be cleaned, and that's areas that need to be decluttered. I find that if I write a list of areas I need to stay or get decluttered, it really helps me actually do it and stay focused, and I find that to be actually one of the most helpful lists in my planner. Number 8 is seasonal bucket lists. You can either do those at the beginning of the month in those different boxes, or you can do it as a writing list in the back of your planner. Either way, making seasonal bucket lists is really fun. It's an activity you can do with your kids, or with your significant other, or just by yourself, and it just can keep you inspired and motivated to do things on your bucket list. Number 9 is date night ideas. Again, keep that as a running list in the back. You'll see a lot of these are running lists. That's so convenient, so that when you and your partner are like, I want to have a date night, but I don't want to do, and nobody wants to plan anything, it's fine, because you have this great list of date night ideas that you can either try that you haven't tried yet, or ones that you know that you both enjoyed, so you can do it again. Number 10 is a list of financial goals. That'll depend on kind of how you set up your financial goals, whether that'll be weekly, monthly, or annual. So depending on where you would put that list in your planner, very personal. But keeping a list of your financial goals visible is so important for actually achieving them, because out of sight, out of mind doesn't work for anyone. So keep them visible. It'll help keep you on track. 11, birthdays and anniversaries to remember. Of course, you probably go through at the beginning of the year and you put down each birthday during the monthly spread, but how often do you look at the monthly spread? Can go through and make just a master list of all of the birthdays and anniversaries. Is that going to work easier for you? It does for me personally, rather than if you run into a situation where, if their birthday is the first day of the month, and then you flip to that first day on the first day and you don't have time to send them a card or get them a present. 12 is a fan favorite in my household, and that is an I don't care restaurants list. I'm sure you've seen a million YouTube videos and TikToks joking about this, but you know, when one person in a relationship is always like, I don't care, but you really care. Because you want to go to a restaurant that you like. I don't care restaurants list is a list of restaurants that the pickiest eater in your household likes and will be fine going to, even when they say, I don't care. 13 is another running list in the back, and that is your favorite recipes. I find this to be very helpful when you're meal planning. If you're lacking a little inspiration that week, you flip to the back, you look at your favorite recipes, and you pick a couple for helping for your meal plan for that week. Number 14 is a list again for the back, and that is TV shows to watch. You know, when somebody mentions a TV show or you see an ad for one or whatever and you think that's interesting, chances are, unless you write it down, you're probably not going to remember the name of it. So make a list in the back so that way when you finish whatever show you're watching now, you can look at that list and determine what show you want to watch next. 15 is health and fitness goals. I like to do those on the monthly section. Whichever these two boxes that I don't have cleaning and decluttering projects on, I like to do with my health and fitness goals for that month. And then I also use, like I mentioned before, these 4 boxes in the bottom to actually plan the actionable steps each day to achieve my health and fitness goals. Number 16 is one that I think is best to be updated weekly, and that is a fridge and freezer inventory list. It's very helpful when you're grocery shopping to know what you have in your fridge, what you have in your freezer. It makes it that you are less likely to buy something that you already have or forget to buy something because you assume that you have it, and it helps with food waste and it helps save money. Number 17 is an income tracking list. This isn't necessarily a list that's going to be helpful for anyone, but if you or your significant other have any kind of either side income or self-employed or anything like that, keeping track of your income that you earn every single week is going to be very helpful. It is one that has saved my butt many a times, and that is a gift ideas for others list. I'm hanging out with one of my siblings, and they mention something that they think is cool or they want, they would never get it for themselves or whatever, and it could just be like a new hobby that they're into or something like that. It's so easy to just jot that down and a gift idea related to it in that moment, rather than in 2 months from now when it's their birthday trying to remember, what was that thing they were talking about? You don't have to worry about it. You wrote it down and you already have ideas for everyone. This makes Christmas so much easier. Number 19 is one that I keep in the monthly section, and that is a miscellaneous shopping list. So that's anything besides groceries that you need to pick up. And so if you keep that running list, it makes it a lot easier when you need to go to Target or wherever you get more miscellaneous items at. You have that list handy. Then it could be light bulbs, it could be paper towels, it could be a gift you need to buy. Here's another one that I think that works best in the monthly area, and that is a list of stores you need to go to for what. So if you need to go to maybe a sporting goods store to pick up sports equipment for a child, writing down that list of where you need to go and what you need to get there will help you have more efficient shopping days, so that you know exactly what stores you need to go to and exactly for what. Number 21 is another running list in the back, similar to some of the other lists, but it's books that you want to read. Again, that way when you finish the book you're currently on, you can look through that list rather than wasting time trying to find the next book. You already have written down books when you hear about them. 22 is one that I keep in the monthly section, and that is projects that I want to do. Right now it's primarily house projects and some business projects as well. Keeping that list visible is very inspirational for me because I can see it and I know that, okay, maybe I'm going to have some extra free time tonight. What projects are on my list that I would want to do? 23 is one that I think everyone should have weekly. I do it on Sundays. I put it on the little middle section area on Sundays because I don't use that section on Sundays for business. And that is a self-care plan. And each week, I think it's so important to make a list of what self-care items you want to do that week and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself consistently. 24 is usernames and passwords. You can put that in your planner, or you can use a digital system like with Apple. Regardless, I do recommend having that list. I'm not saying you have to have it in your planner, but if you're someone who prefers to have it pen and paper, or this one is like a little bit of a gray area, because I also think that if you are able to, doing it digitally is a good idea too. And 25 is one of the only ones that is a daily list for your planner, and that is your daily to-dos. Wherever you want to put that in each day, it works for you, whatever works the best for you, or if you have a different style of planner, it's going to depend on what works the best for you. But I think that making small daily goals lists is so incredible. I actually have an entire blog post about how to make daily goals and why they're important. I will link that below, I'm sure. But having daily goals is going to help keep you motivated, help keep you focused. I hope that some of these planner lists are interesting for you and you're going to start adding them to your planner. Hopefully keep you a little more organized and make your life a little bit easier. That is one of the main purposes of planners, is to simplify your life, make your life easier, make your life more organized. You know, it might feel like a bit of a pain at the beginning to add these lists, and it might seem like time consuming and overwhelming, but once you get through starting each of these lists and making it a habit, it'll actually help you save time in the long run and live a more organized life. So I hope everyone is staying safe out there and having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.